My name's ALEXI NEOCLEOUS, and for over 20 years I've been a direct response advertising copywriter, also a marketing strategist, and I've owned numerous businesses, been at the helm of many businesses. At its core, my role is just building companies. Well, I know Mark through his wonderful wife, Michelle, and I've known Michelle for many, many years. We've worked on many projects together, and just over the years, as I got to know her, I started to bump into Mark, and then he and I fostered a friendship. Yeah, so what does Mark do? It's not so much what he does, more about what he creates. And for me, the biggest takeaway is interacting with Mark, talking to Mark and really spending time with him is he's able to simplify in an amazing way. He's able to get to the essence and work out what is the biggest leverage move. This is in a business context now. What is the biggest leverage move at this point in time that will get us from where we are to where we want to be? Yeah, so it's definitely, he's got genius on a few fronts. The first would be stripping away complexity and really understanding essence. His second type of genius would be understanding intention. And so what I mean by that is what's behind, and maybe yet again, what's behind the activity, the thought, the behavior, etc. And really getting, and it ties into leverage, really getting to the core and stripping away the complexity to really get to the bottom of things. And however that may manifest in a business context, it's definitely around strategy and aligning resources. On a personal level, it's really understanding and stripping away what may be irrational behavior or something like that, and really what's behind that to really get to the core of, well, if we don't deal on the symptomatic level but deal on root cause, then we can really clear up a whole bunch of symptomatic negative problems down the line. That's probably his two levels of genius. I know there's more though. You know the third one is? Again, sort of tied to the second now because he can understand intent. The third thing is his genius is really having understanding from another person's point of view. So he's able to escape from his own patterns and see all the various people that are involved in a situation and really understand what their viewpoint is, what their values are, what matters to them, and really factoring in to whatever the situation is, how each person's viewpoints matter in a particular situation. Now, to do that takes quite a bit of, how can I put this? It takes a level of wisdom to do that, to escape from one's own patterns to the degree that he's able to. You know, so Mark tells stories, and he's a great storyteller. And so whether he tells me about the various business deals he's been a part of, or one of those, which I probably won't talk about on camera, that I know he's a part of now, he frames them as stories. And because they're framed as stories, and because he's articulate, it's all memorable. And so oftentimes I think about the stories that he's told and the businesses that he's been a part of, and they do pop into my mind. So whenever I'm dealing with a particular challenge or a situation, because he's framed it as a story and because he's so articulate, I constantly think about him. It's truth. The farm's beautiful. You know, just right across the board, what a sensational farm. Where do I start? So first up, the cottage that we stayed in across the road from their farm, which is part of their farm as I see it, just that outlook onto the lake and just seeing the kangaroos hop on by, the lily pads on the water, it's beautiful. It's just gorgeous, right? Very, very quiet, very nice. And then on the farm itself, just walking around the acreage and just really seeing just where they live and on the hills and their lake. You know, it's a beautiful place. Very, very relaxed, very calm, very laid back, and very much reflective of, to a large degree, Mark. Certainly, he's much more laid back than Michelle, but Michelle is awesome too. So I can see how the farm would really fit in as a place to spend quite a lot of extended periods at. Escape the hustle and bustle, go to the farm, bounce back and forth. It's a good contrast. One time I pulled him into a meeting with one of my clients, And I pulled him into the meeting because Mark's had experience in the space. And we sat down and Mark pulled out his pen or his pencil, pulled out a piece of paper, and they just methodically walked through the steps that he took to build that particular company in that space many years ago. And just watching him methodically walk through the steps, I was sort of rather envious because I looked at him and thought, damn, he's articulate. And damn, he's getting that point across and he's not confusing anybody in this room. I thought, geez, I need to learn something from that. I think certainly you need to be at a certain stage to really value his wisdom. I think you need to have gone through a certain journey. I think if you're just starting out, however that's defined, if you're very young, etc., and you probably couldn't afford him anyway, right? Let's put that to the side. I think to get the most value out of him, he's got some wisdom pearlers. I would think that you need to go through the school of hard knocks for a bit, really suffer for a while, and have some introspection already in play to be ready for Mark's viewpoints. And even then, they're not even viewpoints. He doesn't really do viewpoints. He poses questions and insights, or offers the opportunity for insights.